Is anybody listening? The answer, sadly, is no. The world feels quiet tonight. Not peaceful, just quiet. A kind of silence that doesn't comfort you. It just tells the truth. And the truth is simple. Everyone has a voice. Very few have leverage. And the ones who do are absolutely the wrong people to be in possession of it. The illusion of universal voice. We were promised an age of expression, a world where everyone could speak, a world where every voice mattered. But that promise was hollow. Yes, everyone can speak, but almost nobody can shift anything. Nobody can move the needle. Nobody can alter the cultural weather. We built a world where the microphones are everywhere, and the amplifiers are owned by a handful of people who have no idea what to do with them. The rise of the wrong voices. Somehow, the people with the biggest platforms are the ones least equipped to use them. Not the thoughtful, not the curious, not the ones with memory, nuance, or cultural literacy. Instead, leverage flows to the loud, the reckless, the inflammatory, the algorithmically compatible. People who treat attention like a weapon and culture like a landfill, and the systems reward them for it. The algorithmic gatekeepers. The algorithm doesn't care about truth. It doesn't care about depth. It doesn't care about the long arc of culture or the fragile continuity of human memory. It cares about one thing: engagement. And engagement is easiest to harvest from the worst impulses of the worst people, saying the worst things at the worst possible time. So leverage rises not to the wise, but to the useful. Useful to the machine, not to the culture. Year Zero syndrome returns. This is the mutation of Year Zero syndrome. Not just forgetting the past, but forgetting how to listen at all. When culture resets every 18 months, there's no lineage, no inheritance, no shared frame of reference. In a world with no memory, loudness becomes authority. Confidence becomes truth. Novelty becomes credibility. And the people with leverage are the ones who can shout the longest without saying anything at all. Tectonic shifts, 1973 to 2025. The quakes, the shifts, the mythic pulses. Some stories fracture the sky. Some songs rewrite the soul. These were the quakes, the mythic pulses that shaped the last 50 years. From 1973 to 1983, the myth awakened. The cipher cracked. The beat began. The future reframed itself. From 1984 to 1994, the icons ascended. Resonance deepened. Scripture formed. The scroll expanded. From 1995 to 2005, the scroll distorted. The flicker began. Broadcast democratized. Coherence thinned. From 2006 to 2016, the algorithm rose. Culture fragmented, filtered, accelerated. Listening became optional. From 2017 to 2025, the room overcrowded. Echoes multiplied. Authorship destabilized. Resistance flickered. These were the shifts, the long sequence of fractures that weakened our ability to hear. By the time we reached now, the ground was still trembling, but almost nobody could feel it. The creator's paradox. For creators, for anyone with something real to say, this is the paradox of our time. You have a voice, you have clarity, you have perspective, you have memory, but you don't have leverage. Not in a world that rewards noise over signal.
So you speak anyway. You broadcast anyway. You create anyway. Not because anyone is listening, but because not speaking would be a kind of death. The mythic turn. Here's the part nobody tells you. When nobody listens, your voice becomes mythic, a signal sent into the void, a transmission from a lonely tower, a message meant for whoever might find it in some future moment when the noise finally breaks. When the world stops listening, the act of speaking becomes ritual, and ritual is how cultures survive dark ages. So, is anybody listening? No, not really. Not in the way that matters. But that's not the tragedy. That's the condition. The tragedy would be if you stopped speaking. And you haven't. You won't. You can't. Because your voice isn't dependent on leverage. Your voice is dependent on truth. And truth doesn't need an audience. It needs a transmitter. This has been a Pop Culture Inferno broadcast, signal sent. Whether it's received is out of our hands.